Hello, I'm going to continue reading Dear Mr. Henshaw. Dear Mr. Henshaw, December 4th. I'm sorry I was rude in my last letter when I finished answering your questions. Maybe I was mad about other things, like Dad forgetting to send his month's support payment. Mom tried to phone him at the trailer park where, as Mom says, he hangs his hat. He has his own phone in his trailer, so the broker who lines up jobs for him can reach him. I wish he still hauled sugar beets over to the refinery in Spreckles so he might come to see me. The judge in the divorce said he has a right to see me. When you answered my questions, you said the way to get to be an author was to write. You underlined it twice. Well, I sure did a lot of writing, and you know what? Now that I think about it, it wasn't so bad when it wasn't for a book report or a report on some country in South America or anything where I had to look up things in the library. I even sort of miss writing now that I've finished your questions. I get lonesome. Mom is working overtime at Catering by Katie because people give a lot of parties this time of year. When I write a book, maybe I'll call it The Great Lunchbox Mystery, because I have a lot of trouble with my lunch bag. Mom isn't so great on cooking roasts and steaks now that Dad is gone, but she makes me good lunches with sandwiches on whole wheat bread from the health food store with good fillings spread all the way to the corners. Katie sends me little cheesecakes baked just for me or stuffed mushrooms and little things she calls canapes. Sometimes I get a slice of quiche. Today I was supposed to have a deviled egg. Katie buys the smallest eggs for parties so half an egg can be eaten in one bite and won't spill on people's carpets. She puts a little curry powder in it with mashed up yolk, which she squirts out of a tube so it looks like a rose. At lunchtime, when I opened my lunch bag, my egg was gone. We leave our lunch bags in boxes, mostly bags, because no sixth grader wants to carry a lunch box, lined up along the wall under our coat hooks at the back of the classroom behind a sort of partition. Are you writing another book? Please answer my letter so we can be pen pals. Still, your number one fan, Lee Botts. Oops, there we go. December 12th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I was surprised to get your postcard from Wyoming because I thought you lived in Alaska. Don't worry, I get the message. You don't have a lot of time for answering letters. That's okay with me because I'm glad you were busy writing a book and chopping wood to keep warm. Something nice happened today. When I was hanging around behind the bushes at school waiting for the 10 minutes to come before the first bell rings, I was watching Mr. Fridley raise the flags. Maybe I better explain that the state flag of California is white with the brown bear in the middle. First, Mr. Fridley fastened the U.S. flag on the halyard. That's a new word in my vocabulary. And then fastened the California flag below it. When he pulled the flags to the top of the flagpole, the bear was upside down with his feet in the air. I said, "Hey, Mr. Fridley, the bear is upside down." This is a new paragraph because Miss Martinez says there should be a new paragraph when a different person speaks. Mr. Fridley said, "Well, so it is. How would you like to turn them right side up?" So I got to pull the flags down, turn the bear flag the right way, and raise both flags again. Mr. Fridley said maybe I should come to school a few minutes early every morning to help him with the flags. But please stop walking backwards. Stop walking backwards. Because it made him nervous. So now I don't have to walk quite so slow. It was nice to have somebody notice me. Nobody stole anything from my lunch today because I ate it on the way to school. I've been thinking about what you said on your postcard about keeping a diary. Maybe I'll try it. Sincerely, Lee Botts. A diary or a journal? Same thing. I still have mine when I was your age. December 13th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I bought a composition book, like you said. It is yellow with a spiral binding. On the front, I printed, Diary of Lee Marcus Botts, private, keep out. This means you. When I started to write in it, I didn't know how to begin. I felt as if I should write, Dear Composition Book. But that sounds dumb. So does Dear Piece of Paper? The first page still looks the way I feel, blank. I don't think I can keep a diary. I don't want to be a nuisance to you, but I wish you could tell me how. I am stuck. Puzzled Reader, Lee Botts. December 21st. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I got your postcard with the picture of the bears. Maybe I'll do what you said and pretend my diary is a letter to somebody. I suppose I could pretend to write to Dad, but I used to write to him and he never answered. Maybe I'll pretend I'm writing to you because when I answered all your questions, I got the habit of beginning, Dear Mr. Henshaw. Don't worry, I won't send it to you. Thanks for the tip. I know you're busy. Your grateful friend, Lee Botts. Private Diary of Lee Botts. Friday, December 22nd. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, this is a diary. I will keep it, not mail it. If I eat my lunch on the way to school, I get hungry in the afternoon. Today I didn't, so the 2 stuffed mushrooms Mom packed to my lunch were gone at lunch period. My sandwich was still there, so I didn't starve to death, but I sure miss those mushrooms. I can't complain to the teacher because it isn't a good idea for a new boy in school to be a snitch. All morning I try to keep track of who leaves his seat to go behind the partition where we keep our lunches, and I watch to see who leaves the room last at recess. I haven't caught anybody chewing, but Miss Martinez is always telling me to face the front of the room. Anyway, the classroom door is usually open. Anybody could sneak in if we were all facing front and Miss Martinez was writing on the blackboard. Hey, I just had an idea. Some authors write under made-up names. After Christmas vacation, I'll write a fictitious name on my lunch bag. That will foil the thief, as they say in books. I guess I don't have to sign my name to a diary letter the way I sign a real letter that I would mail. Saturday, December 23rd. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, this is the first day of Christmas vacation. Still no package from Dad. I thought maybe he was bringing me a present instead of mailing it, so I asked Mom if she thought he might come to see us for Christmas. She said, we're divorced, remember? I remember all right. I remember all the time. Sunday, December 24th. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, still no package from Dad. I keep thinking about last Christmas when we were in the mobile home before Dad bought the tractor. He had to dodge the highway patrol to get home in time for Christmas. Mom cooked a turkey and a nice dinner. We had a Christmas tree about 2 feet high because there wasn't room for a big one. At dinner, Dad remarked that when he was driving along, he often saw one shoe lying on the highway. He always wondered how it got there and what happened to its mate. Mom said one shoe sounded sad, like a country western song. While we ate our mince pie, we all tried to think up songs about lost shoes. I'll never forget them. Mine was worst. Driving with a heavy load, I saw a shoe upon the road, squashed like a toad. Dad came up with, I saw a shoe wet with dew on Highway 2. It made me blue. What'll I do? Mom's song really made us laugh. It was the best. A lonesome hiker was unlucky to lose his boot near Truckee. He hitched a ride with 1 foot damp down the road to Angel's Camp. Dumb songs, but we had a lot of fun. Mom and Dad hadn't laughed that much for a long time, and I hoped they would never stop. After that, whenever Dad came home, I asked if he had seen any shoes on the highway. He always had. Monday, December 25th. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, last night I was feeling low and was still awake after the gas station stopped pinging. Then I heard heavy feet coming up the steps, and for a minute I thought it was Dad, till I remembered he always ran up the steps. Mom is careful about opening the door at night. I heard her turn on the outside light and knew she was peeking out from behind the curtain. She opened the door and a man said, "Is this where Lee Botts lives?" I was out of bed and into the front room in a second. "I'm Lee Botts," I said. "Your dad asked me to drop this off for you." A man who looked like a trucker handed me a big package. "Thanks," I said. "Thanks a whole lot." I must have looked puzzled because he said he sent out a call over his CB radio for someone coming to Pacific Grove who would like to play Santa. So here I am. Merry Christmas and a ho, ho, ho. He waved and was off down the walk before I could say anything more. "Wow," I said to Mom. "Wow." She just stood there in her robe, smiling, while I began to tear off the paper, even if it wasn't Christmas morning. Dad had sent what I always wanted, a quilted down jacket with a lot of pockets and a hood that zips into the collar. I tried it on over my pajamas. It was the right size and felt great. Getting a present from my dad in time for Christmas felt even better. Today, Katie invited us for Christmas dinner, even though this has been a busy season for catering. She also had some of the other women who work with her and their kids and a few old people from her neighborhood. On the way home, Mom said, "Katie has a heart as big as a football stadium." It was a lovely dinner for lonely hearts. I wondered if she was thinking about last Christmas, when we tried to make up songs about lonely, lost shoes. I'll stop there. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.